How do I connect an inverter to my house? An inverter is a device that converts direct current, DC, from a battery or solar panel into alternating current, AC, that can power your household appliances. Connecting an inverter to your house can be a great way to save money on your electricity bills, reduce your carbon footprint, and have backup power in case of a blackout. However, installing an inverter requires some technical skills and safety precautions, so it is not a DIY project for beginners. In this blog post, I will explain the steps and tips for connecting an inverter to your house. Step 1. Choose the right inverter for your needs. There are different types and sizes of inverters available, depending on the power output, efficiency, features, and price. You need to consider how much power you need to run your appliances, how long you want the inverter to last, and what kind of protection and monitoring you want. Generally, you should choose an inverter that has a higher wattage rating than the total wattage of your appliances, and that has a pure sine wave output for better performance and compatibility. Step 2. Install the battery bank. The battery bank is where you store the DC power from your solar panel or other source. You need to choose the right battery type, size, and configuration for your inverter and your power needs. You also need to install the battery bank in a well-ventilated, dry, and secure location, away from heat sources and flammable materials. You should connect the batteries in series or parallel using proper cables and connectors and follow the manufacturer's instructions for charging and maintenance. Step 3. Connect the inverter to the battery bank. You need to use thick and short cables to connect the positive and negative terminals of the inverter to the corresponding terminals of the battery bank. You should also install a fuse or circuit breaker between the inverter and the battery bank to protect them from overcurrent or short circuits. You should follow the polarity and wiring diagram provided by the inverter manufacturer, and make sure that all connections are tight and secure. Step 4. Connect the inverter to the house wiring. There are two ways to connect the inverter to the house wiring: through a dedicated outlet or through a transfer switch. A dedicated outlet is a simple and cheap option that allows you to plug your appliances directly into the inverter using an extension cord. However, this option is not very convenient or safe, as you must manually switch between grid power and inverter power, and you may overload the outlet or cause a fire hazard. A transfer switch is a more complex and expensive option that allows you to automatically switch between grid power and inverter power without interruption. However, this option requires professional installation by a licensed electrician, as it involves modifying your main electrical panel and wiring. Step 5. Test and monitor your system. Before using your system, you should test it by turning on the inverter and plugging in some appliances. You should check if the inverter is working properly, if the appliances are running smoothly, and if there are any noises or sparks. You should also monitor your system regularly by checking the battery voltage, current, temperature, and state of charge, as well as the inverter output voltage, frequency, power, and efficiency. You should keep a log of these parameters and troubleshoot any problems or errors that may occur.